Yo brawlers, this is your man, Glass Chin, and you're watching Glass Chin's Heavyweight Boxing. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Yo brawlers, welcome to the first episode of Glass Chin's Monday Night Weekly Roundup. This week we will be looking at the footage of the weekend's bouts between Trever Bryan versus Bermane Stiverne and Michael Coffie versus Darmani Rock. First off, the channel has been live for a week now, so a massive thank you to anybody who has subscribed. You brawlers have helped me reach my first goal of 10 subscribers in week 1, so I really do appreciate the support. We are up to 13 subscribers, unlucky for some, But let's see if we can get to 50 subscribers in the first month. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for Glass Chin Tuesdays, episode 2, where we take a look at David Price and his knockout losses. A little bit later in the show, we'll be looking at the knockout footage of Bermane Stiverne losing to Trever Bryan and Darmani Rock getting knocked out by Michael Coffie a little bit later. So if you want to skip straight to them, I'll leave the times in the description. I have made the decision that this channel's primary focus will be the heavyweight division. But I want to give a massive shout out to Caleb Plant for his win over Caleb Truax. A little disappointing they didn't get the stoppage, but a win is a win. I would like to see him tested against a veteran, somebody like Danny Jacobs, before finally stepping up to that unification bout with either Billy Joe Saunders or Saul Alvarez. Plant was completely dominant over Truax, winning every single round, rarely looking threatened. The only problem in the bout was he seems to have damaged his hand, so hopefully that won't take too long to heal up, and we'll see him in bigger fights soon. There are 2 big bouts in the heavyweight division close to being signed. One of them is Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, and the other one is Alexander Usyk versus Joe Joyce. This comes after news that the WBO will not be getting in the way of the unification bout and undisputed fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Usyk versus Joyce is a fight I'm absolutely buzzing for. The WBO will be ordering them to fight for their interim version of their title. I did a video at the weekend looking at their amateur fight in the WSB back in 2013. What a great fight that was. Once the fight is a done deal, I'll be making a fight prediction video in the coming weeks. I haven't made my mind up who I think gets the win. I will also be doing a prediction video for the upcoming bouts between White and Povetkin, Fabio Wardley and Eric Molina, and Joseph Parker versus Junior Farr. Let me know if there is any other fights you want me to post predictions on. Right, let's take a look at last weekend's biggest heavyweight contests. Trever Bryan versus Bermane Stiverne and Darmani Rock versus Michael Coffie. If the last year hasn't been strange enough, in 2021, Don King now has another heavyweight world champion. Just let that sink in for a moment. Don King has another world champion. What crazy times we truly are living in. Of course, I'm talking about Trever Bryan. Not only did Don convince the WBA to strip Emmanuel Charr after visa issues, he somehow managed to get them to agree to allow Bryan to face Bermane Stiverne for the vacant title. Don King never ceases to amaze me. The man truly could sell ice to Eskimos. How he ever managed to get the WBO to sanction Stiverne is beyond me. Stiverne last fought in February 2019, getting knocked out by Joe Joyce in 6 rounds. In his previous fight to that, he was stopped by Deontay Wilder in a single round. Stiverne hasn't actually won a fight since his win over journeyman Derek Rossi back in 2015. How in the hell did the WBA sanction Stiverne to fight for their world title? The WBA regular title is considered a joke, and this truly has added fuel to the fire. Having said that, what is amazing is even how battle-worn and over the hill Stiverne is, this fight is actually a big step up in class for Trever Bryan. The mind boggles to how these two are fighting for a world heavyweight title with such a strong competitive division. Anyway, let's look at how the fight went down. The fight started with Bryan stalking Stiverne, following him around the ring, trying to measure him, using a slow, thudding jab. Stiverne allowed Bryan to take centre of the ring, allowing Bryan to be the ring general and set the pace. The 2 exchanged body shots in the first round, and Stiverne showed decent head movement. He used feints, but ultimately was gun shy. Trever Bryan took the first round. Stiverne then had his best 2 rounds in the fight in the second and third rounds. He walked Bryan down, bobbing and weaving and letting his hands go. He landed some big left hooks. Stiverne really did wind back the clock, slipping Bryan's onslaught. It was shades of Smoking Joe Frazier, but it was very short-lived. Bryan took the next 3 rounds, winning off his jab, but missing wildly with the uppercut. Stiverne used the ring well in the 4th and landed 2 huge punches on the bell, but Bryan's jab was the deciding factor in this round. Much the same in the 5th, Bryan working off the jab. He managed to get the better of Stiverne on the inside. Stiverne does land a sweet overhand right, but it's not enough. Bryan takes the round. Into the 6th, Stiverne taking some powerful jabs. Bryan landing some more leather, throwing a classic 1-2. Stiverne was desperately trying to fight on the inside, but had no success as Trever Bryan kept tying him up. Bryan's fighting style is very basic, but he is having much success, and it is proving to be effective. Stiverne appears to be tiring and is slowed right down. Into the 7th, Stiverne fighting his way in, trying to get close. Bryan is imposing his dominance. Both guys have stopped the body shots and are headhunting. Stiverne gets the better of it and takes this round, landing a big right hand and buzzing Bryan. Things are really starting to heat up. Round 8, both guys are working hard, but Bryan is the busier fighter. It's impressive to see them both sticking to their game plans. Bryan wins this round from his jab. Bryan does land a few slapping right hands, but they don't appear to hurt Bermane Stiverne. Round 9, Bryan comes back out with a jab. Stiverne landing the power shots, but he's looking tired and not doing enough. Surprised that Stiverne has been able to keep up with this pace. He definitely looks in better shape than he did against Joe Joyce in the pair's bout 2 years ago. Stiverne lands a big shot, but Bryan comes back with a big uppercut. Excitement as they trade big shots in the last 10 seconds and continue to trade after the bell. That's another Bryan round. I have scores of 6 rounds to 3 to Trever Bryan going into the 10th round, but Stiverne was very much still in this fight. Where did it all go wrong? Let's have a look at the footage of the 10th round knockout.
King.com and DKPBoxing.com. Trever Bryan coming right out of the gate, popping that jab, tripling it. Oh, nice right hand, another right hand. Stiverne may be in trouble. Stiverne's legs are gone and he goes down for the first time in this fight. Referee Frank Gentile giving him the standing 8.
He is hurt.
Took 3 or 4 huge straight right hands from Trever Bryan. Plenty of time in this round. 2.5 minutes to go.
He's still hurt. He is still hurt. Right hand coming. He is still hurt.
Here comes Bryan on the attack. He wants to finish things off here. Uppercut on the inside, another uppercut. Stiverne trying to answer back.
Yep.
Misses that right hand.
Still hurt. Those legs still ain't right. There's a right hand coming right now.
There it is, and down goes Stiverne for the 2nd time in this bout. He is on his back. He's going to have a lot of trouble getting up. He is game. He's trying. He is seriously hurt.
He's out.
Legs are really wobbly. Looks like Frank Gentile is going to give him one more chance. This is a heavyweight title fight.
It's over. It's over.
Bryan with the right hand again. Another right hand.
It's over.
Bryan in the corner, and that's it. Frank Gentile.
Let's give Bermane Stiverne his dues for trying to roll back the years, giving it a good go, and showing amazing heart of a champion, getting up off the floor and going out on his shield. So, brawlers, what did you think of the fight and the knockout? I have to say, I'm not fully sold on Bryan, but he did box to a solid game plan. He pretty much won the fight on his jab alone. He gained the world of experience against a tough Stiverne that was in there to win. Hopefully Bryan can build from this win and gain some momentum. He will most likely have to fight Emmanuel Charr next, who was made champion in recess by the WBA. After his performance against Stiverne, I would back Bryan to beat Charr. I did have Charr as the favourite had their fight took place Friday night. Bryan gained a world of experience against Stiverne and some much needed rounds. I think he would outpoint Emmanuel Charr over 12 rounds. His powerful jab was very impressive. We see in the Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce fight and the Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev fights recently about how important winning the battle of the jabs is. It was very impressive stuff, but having said that, I think it would be hard seeing him being competitive with the likes of Joshua, Fury or Wilder. There's a couple of defences Bryan could cherry pick in the top 15 of the WBA, like Chris Arreola and Bogdan Dinu. Only God knows why they are ranked in the top 15. Don King may be able to get him a few soft defences of his title before stepping him up to the big boys of the division. Who do you think Bryan should fight next? Let me know in the comment section. Right, let's move on to Darmani Rock versus Michael Coffie. What can I say? It all went downhill fast for Darmani Rock. Props to Michael Coffie. He showed footwork and movement I didn't think he had. Yet Darmani Rock has to shoulder some of the blame on his lifestyle. As I always say, you can't draw anything out of the bank if you don't put anything in there. In contrast to Coffie, the former Marine's lifestyle, Rock hasn't done the work in the gym. Foul in the gym, lose in the ring. It's that simple. He came in lighter than his last few bouts, but his body looked soft. He lacked any snap on his punches and looked ring rusty. You would never guess in a million years he won a gold medal at the Amateur Youth World Championships and was a shoo-in to go to the 2016 Olympic Games before losing his second round trial against Marlo Moore. Looking at Darmani Rock's body language during the announcement, it was evident that this fight was only going to go one way. That way was a Michael Coffie knockout win. Let's have a look at the knockout footage here.
We've seen Caleb in action since Canelo Alvarez came up and beat Callum Smith for two of the other belts at 168 pounds. As these two get at it right away in round number 3, Michael Coffie and Darmani Rock. And look at Rock now imposing his will and forcing Coffie to the ropes.
I didn't hear Darmani's corner this time.
Whoa! Oh, big hook by Coffie, and down goes Rock.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are you okay? Give me those gloves. You want to continue? Walk to me.
Jack Reese got to 9.5 and did the right thing.
Box.
All right, what are we going to do here?
Absolutely, absolutely. So now let's see how he reacts. Darmani Rock went down. That was a beautiful hook by Coffie, Sean.
I thought it was uppercut. There's another.
Oh, and that hook puts him down again.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow.
And it's over. Jack Reese got to 7.
That was impressive stuff from Coffie. How do you rank his power? Where do you think he should go from here? I for one would love to see him in with Frank Sanchez. What a fight that would be. Frank Sanchez is now ranked in the WBA top 15, so this fight would put Coffie on the right path to a world title shot against the newly crowned champion Trever Bryan. Right, I'm going to finish this episode there. Make sure you subscribe and tune in tomorrow for Glass Chin's Tuesdays, episode 2, where we have a look at David Price's knockout losses.